Hello friend. So I have this video from China Observer. Chinese grads earn only $200 a month, masters $500. No point in working. 40 years of reform undone. And I saw this and I thought, okay, we should watch this video together. So let's give it a watch and see what this is all about. I mean, that's just insane. $200 a month you're making? Masters $500? This is crazy.
I don't have kids, so why should I bother working? As long as I'm fed, I don't have to worry about anyone else. I have no mortgage, no car loan, and I can eat pork rinds every day. I'm already overnourished. I don't have a wife, and life is just fine.
The current state of China's economy and job market has driven a wave of young people to the brink of despair. If I don't get married, I'm letting my parents down. It means I'm a failure and I don't deserve to live in this world. I'm just not worth it. The state of China's economy and the job market is driving a new generation of youth to the brink. I feel like I'm going crazy. What should I do? What kinds of jobs are people doing these days? Is it really this hard to find a job now? I came back to Nanning from Beijing early July and it's been over 3 months already. Now it's mid-October. I've been looking for a job every single day on various job search apps. It's so hard. My daily job now is just looking for a job. I feel like I might have to give in and work in a factory, screwing bolts, but I really don't want to. China's job
Work at a factory. No, you don't want to do that. Guys, you do not want to fucking work at a factory. Let me tell you something. So, I worked in a factory in the past. You guys probably... I don't think I told anyone this, like, publicly, but I did work in a factory and I worked, so-called 9-to-5 jobs. And it wasn't until I had this one experience where I said, I will never fucking work a 9-to-5 again. I will never work in a factory again. I would rather literally be homeless than to work a 9-to-5. I kid you not. And the reason for this is because this was when I was like 20 years old or something, right? And I was working in a factory. It was at a factory in Adelaide, South Australia. It was called Sealy International. It was a factory that produced air conditioners, right? And what happened was one day is we're on the belt, right? It was like on an assembly line and you're basically doing the repetitive tasks over and over again. And it's usually quite loud in this environment, so you would wear earmuffs, right? Now, this day, I didn't wear earmuffs. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna wear earmuffs today, or some shit like that. I can't remember why I didn't wear earmuffs. I think it was just because they were uncomfortable. But anyway, I'm doing this this task, right? This repetitive task. And I hear something behind me. Something is not right. Something is off. And what happened is the forklift driver was picking up stillage, right? Picking up a cage. And the stillage slipped. I dived out of the way because I heard something from behind me that was falling. This stillage and all the contents inside fell where I was standing. Everything just came crumbling down, right? And now, if I had decided to wear earmuffs that day, because it was kind of like a 50% chance I would wear them, and sometimes I wouldn't, sometimes I would. If I decided to wear earmuffs that day, I would be fucking dead. I would, at the very least, be paralyzed in a wheelchair. And when that happened, actually, I said, fuck this. I am not working this job anymore. I quit the job and I decided to go all in on YouTube. And that was literally, 10 years ago. So, yeah, you don't want to work at a factory, guys.
job market is in a dire state. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the unemployment rate for 16 to 24-year-olds who are not students reached 18.8% in August. That means out of every 100 people looking for or wanting a job, 19 are unemployed. In other words, when you walk down the streets of China, 1 in every 5 people you might see be looking for work or unable to find a job. This is a significant
I feel like this
proportion.
isn't just in China, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere in the world.
Calculated based on the percentage of people receiving unemployment benefits out of the total workforce. However, this measure is practically meaningless in China. There are many self-employed individuals and independent workers in the country, and the criteria for receiving unemployment benefits are stringent. One commentator shared their experience of applying for unemployment benefits in their community, saying it felt almost impossible. What are the requirements? First, you must have paid into Social Security. If you haven't, you can't even apply. Second, you must have been unemployed for a certain period. Newly unemployed people don't qualify. Third, you must have been laid off by a company. Those who quit voluntarily are ineligible. Finally, the community will offer you 3 jobs, all of them low level, such as janitorial or security positions, and you must take 1. If you refuse, you are considered to have voluntarily forfeited employment and won't receive any benefits. But what's more discouraging is that many young people find that even working earns less than unemployment benefits. I graduated from a top-tier university with a degree in music. I've been working as a piano teacher at a music academy for 2 years. This was my paycheck last month, 2,495 yuan.
Let an expert do your 2023 tax return quickly and cheaply.
Here's my paycheck from last month, 3,939 yuan. It's so little. I thought it was a refund from someone on Pinduoduo, but no, it was my salary. I was so angry.
So, for you guys wondering, that's like $200, $300 a month. That is crazy. Like, how would you even survive on that type of money? It just does not make sense, and it baffles me that people actually will work these jobs. There are better ways, guys. There really are better ways to make money. And you know, in my opinion, the best way to make money is to create a business, is to work for yourself, is to learn sales, marketing. It's not to work for these conglomerates, these corporations who literally do not care about you. They literally see you as just a number on a spreadsheet, right? So yeah, I never recommend someone to work these types of jobs. I think that if you're able to get some type of, for example, you're getting some help from the government, right? Let's say you're in Australia, it's Centrelink there, or some type of welfare benefits. You're better off just doing that and then starting a side hustle, starting a business. I mean, if you really have to work these 9 to 5s, then obviously do that, but on the side, build something for yourself, because that's the key to your financial freedom. And, you know, again, I know that, you know, that for society to function, people need to work these 9 to 5 jobs, and respect to them who do work those jobs. But like, you're cutting yourself short, man. You're cutting yourself short. There are better ways to make money, guys.
I work 26 days a month, 12 hours a day, and earn just over 4,000 yuan. Friends, I graduated with a master's degree 3 months ago, and I finally found such a good job.
The situation is even more extreme at job fairs in Shanghai's universities. At a job fair for Shanghai University, there were hiring programmers for a monthly salary of $800 to 1,499 yuan. The job required a bachelor degree, proficiency in Java, and experience with Oracle and MySQL software, as well as Linux commands. Ideally, candidates who have won competitions hosted by IBM and Google. They were also looking for someone proactive and responsible. Did I read that right? When I asked the staff, they confirmed that the monthly salary was indeed 800 to 1,499 yuan.
Jesus, guys. Are you kidding?
The harsh reality of university graduates struggling
the
with
monthly
paints a
salary.
bleak picture of the job market.
是再想吐槽一下长春。I really need to vent about the job situation in Changchun. I spent the whole day on the job hunting app and even went to a few interviews. But all I found were jobs in insurance, real estate agencies, debt collection, sales, and online customer service. It's frustrating. I want to know, is it just this hard to find a job in Changchun, or is it the same everywhere else? I'm not looking down on
I think it's the same everywhere else.
Job with future prospects,
pretty sure.
Not just something to make ends meet day by day. What I studied
In the
college
US,
is completely
China,
useless.
Australia,
No company will
Europe.
hire you based on your degree, unless it's from Tsinghua or Peking University. So I don't understand the point of us regular young people going to college anymore.
With youth unemployment in China reaching record highs, the government introduced 24 measures to boost employment as part of its broader pursuit of high-quality development. On September 25th, the State Council released 24 actions aimed at expanding job opportunities for college graduates and other young people, ensuring equal employment rights and more. According to...
It's so crazy because you go to college, right? You spend 4 to sometimes 10 years of your life. You graduate expecting that you're going to have a high-paying job afterwards, and nothing. You are applying to a position that 100 other people, 100 other graduates are also applying to, right? So then you get stuck to the point where you do need money, but this degree you just spent a quarter of your life or a third of your life to obtain doesn't do anything for you. So now you're stuck working some delivery jobs, doing some Uber jobs or some Deliveroo or being a cashier or whatever, right? And it's just insane that people still think that to be successful, right, to be financially independent, you need to go to school, you need to go to university, you need to graduate, and then you're able to get a job. But as you can see, I mean, the Chinese economy is pretty bad, but it's not that different than the US economy, than the Australian economy. I know people in the US struggling, in Australia struggling. So it's crazy, guys.
Tsinghua, this is the first comprehensive employment stabilization directive issued at the central level under Xi Jinping's leadership. The announcement highlights a focus on quality development by prioritizing employment, aiming to resolve job market mismatches and prevent large-scale unemployment. The goal is to ensure stable jobs, fair wages, and reliable protections, enhancing workers' security and well-being. Tsinghua highlighted 5 key points among the 24 measures. 1. Creating jobs alongside the formulation of major policies. Number 2, adjusting university program based on industry demand with a warning system for programs with low employment quality. Number 3, prioritizing job placements for college graduates and migrant workers. Number 4, developing neighborhood employment service centers and 15-minute job service zones. Number 5, completely removing residency restrictions for social insurance enrollment in areas of employment. Although this policy aims to tackle the current youth unemployment crisis by shifting away from an overemphasis on degrees and bridging the gap between education and market needs, Li, a professor at a university in China, expressed doubts to Voice of America. He believes the policy's goals are unlikely to be achieved. The main issue is that the chaotic state of China's higher education system prevents it from producing the human resources that society needs. Moreover, he argues that the real unemployment rate in China is much higher than the officially reported 18.8%.
Yeah, they don't want to share the real numbers, obviously. It's probably like 50 to 75%.
With actual skills. Universities still prioritize exam preparations over developing the work attitudes and skills that companies need. For instance, all Chinese university students must complete a thesis to graduate. Humanities, law, and business students are required to write 8,000 to 10,000 words, but most just meet the word count, submitting incomplete and poorly written drafts for the thesis. Students only care about passing plagiarism checks and finishing it, not about the quality of their work.
Crazy.
If thoroughly reviewed, few would actually pass. Yet, to avoid wasting time and effort, Professor Low lowered the standards, allowing students to proceed. This has made companies...
So, This is, again, you can watch the full video if you like. It's by China Observer. Chinese grads earn only $200 a month, masters $500. Honestly, guys, I think that's insane. I think that working in order to just make $200 a month or $500 a month, or working in order to just cover your rent and food expenses, I think that's a waste of time. I think that your time could be spent a lot more wiser by not working and actually just doing some inner work, some self-actualization. You may be like, oh, but how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to put food on the table? Guys, there are ways around that. You could literally sell everything that you don't need, right? You could see if you can live with your family or relatives or something like that for a while. I think it's important to do self-actualization, guys. I think that's very important. I think all of this bullshit, this sort of work culture, this 9 to 5, this study, go to school, university, then you're working, you buy things, you fill your life up with all these things, and these things are just taking up more of your money and resources, and most importantly, they're taking up your time. And this is the most valuable resource that you have, is your time. And I think that by doing some self-actualization, by learning more about yourself, by meditating, by connecting with yourself on a spiritual level, I think it allows for maybe not an awakening in the sense of enlightenment, but an awakening in the sense of understanding that the system is rigged against you, right? So I think that obviously if you have rent to pay and you have food expenses and your only source of income is from a 9 to 5, then by all means do that, but cut your expenses as much as possible. Try and start a business online, a side hustle online, get your money up, and then exit that job and live a more minimalistic lifestyle, you know? Yeah, and to give you an example, guys, I actually have been messing around with some side hustles just to see if I had to start from the bottom and I didn't have, for example, my other YouTube channel with a couple of million subscribers where I can easily just hit up some brands and say, hey, you want to sponsor a video, and they'll pay a couple of $1,000s, right? If I didn't have that and I had to start from scratch, I tried some hustles, right? Some hustles using artificial intelligence. And there's this one I'm doing right now, which I will share more info about it. It's a topic for another video, but just to give you an idea, I started this hustle not that long ago, and it's making an additional like 3,000 euro in monthly profits. I created it once, and now I just have ads running to it, and it's just printing money, right? And I had no experience doing this. I didn't use my personal brand. I didn't market it using my personal brand. I actually marketed using, like, the way I'm marketing it, the products, is through paid ads, right? So I just wanted to see if I could do it, because if I could do it with no experience, not using my personal brand or marketing techniques, if I could do it, then anyone can literally do this. And that's what I think people, and for yourself, my friend, is if you are in a situation where you need more money, you're not financially independent, financially free, I really think that you should start a business. You should start your own business and try and escape this whole 9-to-5 work culture. Like, I mean, come on, $200 a month? Are you fucking joking? $500 a month that's getting paid to a master's student? That's fucking insane. Like, it's a fucking joke. And it triggers me. It triggers me so much because I have personal experience working these 9-to-5 jobs. I've worked night shifts, morning shifts, afternoon shifts, and I nearly fucking died doing these jobs. I kid you not, I nearly fucking died from that experience in the factory in Sealy International. And yeah, that's why, honestly, if it came down to it, I would prefer to be homeless. And yeah, I would prefer to be homeless literally than to work a 9-to-5 job. And maybe I wouldn't go homeless, but maybe what I would do is I would just go out, live in the mountains with some monks and just meditate and go on a spiritual journey in that sense, instead of being plugged into the system where you're literally just chasing money to pay for your rent, pay for your food bills. It's like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Come on. Like, you're better than this. So hope you enjoyed this little video with me, this little chat. I am thinking of coming on here and just sharing my opinion on some topics, because I do think that you will get value from these little chats. I do hope that it didn't come across too negative or negative at all. That wasn't my goal. It's just like $200 a month, $500 a month. I think you're worth more than that. I think these jobs are... The thing is, okay, so to the argument where, okay, you need people working 9-to-5 jobs for society to function, yes. But this fucking pay you're getting paid is trash. And if everyone just stopped, then the companies, the conglomerates would have to increase that pay. So 9-to-5 workers would get paid more, right? I mean, we're living in a time where some hoe will literally shake her ass on the camera. A bunch of simps will throw money at this girl, and this girl will make $1 million a month, right? Like, it's not making sense. And then a firefighter, a police officer, a paramedic, like people who have value, have a lot of value in society, they're getting paid fuck all. Like, come on, it's retarded. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining for this little chat. I will leave it at that. If you would like to see more videos like this, my friend, be sure to just hit the like button, leave a subscription, and I will see you in the next video.